So next we have number 26. It says 3 gears in a machine are positioned relative to each other to form an isosceles right triangle as shown below. So what is the distance in centimeters between the centers of the gears located at B and C? So there's a couple things that we need to remember here. We have an isosceles triangle, which means that these two sides are equal to each other. So if these two sides are equal to each other, that means that these two angles also have to be equal to each other. So since we have a 90-degree angle, that means that we are going to subtract that from 180. So 180 minus 90 gives us 90 degrees. Now if we divide that equally between two, we have 45 degrees. So this is 45 and this angle is 45. So if you recognize that we have a special right triangle, a 45, 45, 90 degree triangle, where x, square root of 2 is the hypotenuse, and then the x are the legs. So based on that, we have our hypotenuse of 9.1 and square root of 2. So that means that these two sides both have to be 9.1. Therefore, our answer would be 9.1. And this is a griddable, so we had to put it into the griddable. So our answer should be 9.1. So now we are going to move on to number 29, where it says the slope of a line passing through -2 and 5 is -3 over 4. So which ordered pair represents a point on this line? So a couple things, and this is from algebra. If we're trying to find a specific line that passes through a point, we need to use our point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So our point slope formula. So that would be equal to m and then x minus x1. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in our points, so x1, y1, and we already have our slope of -3 over 4. So y minus 5 is equal to -3 over 4, and x minus -2. So that right there turns into a positive, and now we are going to distribute that -3 over 4. So we have y minus 5 is equal to -3 over 4x, and then -3 over 4 times 2 is going to give us -6 over 4. Now we want to add 5 to both sides to leave that y by itself. But since this is a fraction, we have to add 20 over 4. So finally, we have y equals -3 over 4x plus 14 over 4, which actually can be reduced to 7 over 2. So I'm just going to write down 7 over 2. So now that we have this line, the formula for our line, we can graph it in the calculator, and it should look something like this. Now we're going to look for which line passes through that point. And the answer would actually be 6 and -1. When we come here, 6 and -1 is right here, 6 and -1.